What's up, Steelers Nation? Before we jump into this breaking Steelers rumor that's heating up fast, I just want to remind you guys, this channel is all about keeping you in the loop with everything black and gold. The team is working hard every single day this offseason to improve and bring that winning football back to Pittsburgh. Whether it's through free agency, the draft, or maybe even a big trade, the goal is clear: bring playoff wins back to the Burgh. So, if you love Steelers news, rumors, and analysis like this, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Alright, let's dive into today's hot topic. So Steelers fans, let's start with the obvious. If you look at the Steelers' current cornerback room, it's solid. You've got veteran All-Pro Darius Slay Jr., a huge offseason addition that already upgraded the secondary. You've got Joey Porter Jr., the homegrown high-potential young corner who's entering a make-or-break year 3. On paper, you could argue there's no glaring need at cornerback right now. But here's the thing. What if you could add a future Hall of Famer? At a bargain price, that's where the latest Steelers rumor comes in. And it's making waves across social media and Pittsburgh talk shows right now. We're talking about a potential trade for Miami Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey. That Jalen Ramsey. So let's talk facts. Jalen Ramsey is still under contract in Miami, but according to multiple reports, he's not happy there. Word is, Miami wants to offload him to save cap space, and the buzz is building that a trade could happen sooner rather than later. Here's the eye-opener, though. Steelers insider Mark Kaboly just said on the latest episode of Kaboly Plus Mac that the Steelers could potentially get Ramsey for as little as a 5th-round pick. Let that sink in, a 5th-rounder. For a guy with 24 career interceptions, multiple Pro Bowl appearances, and a Super Bowl ring, that's crazy value, especially for a defense that's already built to dominate in 2025. Now, let's pump the brakes for a second. Just because the trade compensation could be cheap doesn't mean the move is without complications. There's still the issue of Ramsey's contract. Some reports estimate that trading for him would cost the Steelers around $9.9 million in cap space this season now. Is that manageable? Yes, thanks to smart moves by Omar Khan, the Steelers have enough financial flexibility to make something like this work. But there's another layer to this. Would Ramsey want a new deal as part of the trade? Remember, he just signed a $72 million deal with the Dolphins last year, and with cornerback salaries skyrocketing across the NFL, there's no guarantee Ramsey won't ask for more guarantees or adjustments before agreeing to come to Pittsburgh. That's something the front office will have to weigh carefully. So let's dream for a minute. Imagine a cornerback trio of Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., and Jalen Ramsey. You could line up Ramsey in the slot, let Slay and Porter handle the outside. And suddenly, this Steelers secondary goes from solid to downright scary, especially in a division where you're facing quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson twice a year. With the Ravens recently signing Jair Alexander for just $4 million in base salary, it feels like the AFC North is turning into an arms race at cornerback. So the big question is, will the Steelers make the next move? Now, let's not ignore the elephant in the room, while Steelers fans are dreaming about a Jalen Ramsey trade, there's still an unresolved situation with TJ Watt. Watt's entering the final year of his deal, and as of right now, he's not showing up to OTAs, he skipped mandatory minicamp, and a training camp holdout looks more likely by the day. Both sides want to get a deal done, but word is they're still far apart on numbers. Watt wants to be the highest-paid edge rusher in NFL history, and honestly, who can blame him? This guy has been a game wrecker for years. Just ask Orlando Brown Jr., the Bengals offensive tackle who went on NFL Live this week and called Watt greater than impossible to keep off the stat sheet. Brown even said, "Greater than there's been times, I thought. I did a good job blocking him. Then I checked the stat sheet, and he's got 2 tackles for loss and a sack." Watt's impact is undeniable. But here's where this connects back to the Ramsey rumor. The Steelers are about to have the highest-paid defense in the NFL for the 4th straight year. If they go out and add Ramsey's contract, then lock up Watt with a record-breaking extension. That's a lot of money tied up on one side of the ball. So the front office has to decide, is Jalen Ramsey worth that gamble when they still have to pay Watt? And let's be real, This is where Steelers GM Omar Khan earns his paycheck on one hand, adding, Ramsey gives the Steelers maybe the best secondary in the AFC North overnight. It's a win-now move, and with Aaron Rodgers under center for what might be a one run, this could be the perfect time to go Elin. On the other hand, you risk stretching your cap thin, especially with other key contracts coming due soon, including not just Watt, but also guys like Minkah Fitzpatrick, Pat Freiermuth, and others down the line. As a rookie in 2023, Porter showed flashes of being that physical pressman corner the Steelers have been missing for years. He wasn't perfect, but he showed enough to earn a starting job heading into year 2. Fast forward to 2024, and the results were, well, mixed. According to Pro Football Focus, Porter allowed 48 receptions last season, ranking him 30th in the NFL. And when it came to making plays on the ball, he registered just for pass breakups. But perhaps the biggest concern, penalties. Porter was flagged a whopping 17 times in 2024, including an absolute nightmare game against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 13, where he drew 6 flags in one afternoon. That's not the kind of stat line you want from your CB1, especially in a division loaded with elite wide receivers. Steelers coaching staff makes a bold move. So here's where things get interesting. Recently, Steelers insider Ray Fittipaldo dropped some behind-the-scenes info during an appearance on 93.7 The Fan, and it gives a lot of clarity on why the team made a surprising coaching change this offseason. According to Fittipaldo, Joey Porter has not developed the way the Steelers hoped and thought he would as a no 32 overall pick in that draft. A pretty strong statement, and that's also why the Steelers decided not to bring back defensive backs coach Grady Brown for 2025. Instead, Mike Tomlin and the front office brought back Gerald Alexander, a coach Porter already knows from 2023. Alexander was previously the assistant DBS coach for Pittsburgh and spent last year with the Raiders. What can Gerald Alexander do for Porter? So why Gerald Alexander? Well, according to Fittipaldo, Alexander thinks Porter is elite at the line of scrimmage. In terms of disrupting, that's a good start, because we all know Porter loves to play physical at the line. But Fittipaldo didn't hold back on the areas where Porter still needs major improvement. It's everything that happens after that where Joey struggles. Your transition to your coverage. Once you're close to your guy, don't put your hands on him and be more opportunistic when the ball is in the air. In simple terms, yes, Porter can jam receivers, but after that, his footwork, technique, and ball skills need serious work. So now it's up to Alexander and the rest of the Steelers' defensive staff to help Porter take that next step and avoid repeating the same mistakes in year 3.2 career picks, and room for more. One stat that jumps out. Through 27 career starts, Porter has just 2 interceptions. Now, we all know picks aren't the only way to measure a corner's effectiveness, but when you're drafted to be a lockdown corner and you're wearing black and gold in front of Steelers Nation, fans expect splash plays. Veteran cornerback Darius Slay, who the Steelers signed this offseason, even took note of this issue during a recent appearance on the Mina Kimes show featuring Lenny. Slay joked, "They say he can't catch, but we're going to fix that. We're going to catch the rock this year." That's exactly the kind of veteran leadership Porter needs right now. Darius Slay's role as mentor and, speaking of Slay, his arrival could be the X factor in Porter's development this season. Slay, a 6-time Pro Bowler, is one of the most respected corners in the league, and he's already embracing his role as mentor. For Porter, "I have a good resume with me with younger guys, trying to help build them," Slay said. "That's my job. I'm just here to help him. Do everything I can to make sure he succeeds at what he does, and try to get him to be one of the best in the game." Slay even pointed out that Porter has a physical gift that even he didn't have, referring to Porter's rare 6'2" frame and elite length for the position. That kind of length is something every NFL team dreams of at cornerback. Now it's just a matter of refining the technique and cleaning up the mental mistakes. Steelers believe the potential is still there, despite the bumps in the road. Everyone inside the Steelers organization seems to agree on one thing. Porter's potential is still sky-high. Ray Fittipaldo summed it up perfectly. I think the potential for him to maybe be a Pro Bowl guy is there someday, if he does put it all together, and that's the hope for 2025. That with the right coaching, with mentorship from Slay, and with a renewed focus on discipline and fundamentals, Joey Porter Jr. can finally become the shutdown corner Steelers fans have been waiting for. So here's the big question for you, Steelers Nation. Do you pull the trigger on this trade? Do you send Miami a PICK take on Ramsey's contract and roll with a cornerback trio of Slay, Porter, and Ramsey? Or do you hold off, focus on Watt's extension, and trust the current secondary to get the job done? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Do you want Jalen Ramsey in Pittsburgh? And how do you feel about the TJ Watt holdout? As always, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more exclusive Steelers updates. Here we go, Steelers Nation. Let's see how this all plays out.